Hey there, this is Natalie, and with the start of Season 2 of Mushoku Tensei, aka Jobless Reincarnation, just a few days away, I want to talk about what you can expect from the upcoming season. Now, this isn't going to be a spoiler video. It's more intended to hint at some of the things that are great about the material that's going to be covered, and to help you get hyped. Before I get started, please remember to subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm going to be going all out over Season 2 with deep dive videos, anime-only stuff, collaborations, and the weekly post-episode live streams with Espiritu and our various guests, which will include great people with interesting stuff to say about each week's episode, like psychoculturalists and chibi reviews. Additionally, yeah, I'm still in e-begging mode. Like, I'm so skint I'd considered selling feet pics, but I'm too broke to afford the nail polish for my toes. I'm hoping the avalanche of Mushoku Tensei content I have planned will get me out of the bad financial situation the last year caused me, but due to the circumstances of where I live, my rent is much higher in the summer, and I'm still completely balked. So if you can afford it and want to help to support me through what will hopefully be the last of this bad spell, the link to my coffee is in the description. They don't take a fee, and I'll be forever grateful, as I am to the people who've donated in the past, and I hope to make it worth it with lots of good content over the coming season. And with the self-promo and embarrassing financial desperation out of the way, let's talk about Mushoku Tensei Season 2. First, the logistical stuff. From what we currently know, though this is based on leaks rather than anything confirmed, it'll be a split core season of 25 total episodes. While this is a leak, it's pretty much what many of us were expecting, given that this is the format that was used for Season 1 and has been becoming more and more the norm for longer seasons. What this means is we'll get a Part 1 which will run through the summer TV season from July to late September. Then there will be a break, probably just for the fall season, followed by the Part 2, which would then air right at the start of 2024. We don't know how the episode count will be split between the two cores yet. Season 1 Part 1 was shorter than Part 2, for instance, but this will likely be down to where a good ending point for Part 1 presents itself in the adaptation, more than anything else. So, with the season being the same length as Season 1, it is reasonable to assume it'll get through about the same amount of light novel content as Season 1 did. This is not an exact science, because there was some stuff in the volumes covered in Season 1 concerning Sylphie that was completely saved for Season 2, so will need to be included on top of the new stuff. But also some other stuff in the next volumes that may be saved for Season 3 in a similar way, or done in an OVA. All things considered though, I think it's a fair guess that this season will cover volumes 7 to 12, where Season 1 covered 1 to 6. There wasn't a huge amount of cut content in Season 1, especially when compared to other high-profile isekai shows like ReZero, Shield Hero or Overlord, so I would expect that 6 volumes over 25 episodes will offer a good adaptation that won't feel rushed or confusing. Now, the total length of the Mushoku Tensei light novel series is 26 volumes, not counting the extra series like Redundancy, which we can't really say whether or not will be part of the anime. So if this season does take us up to the end of the 12th volume, that is still less than halfway through the main story. This means it won't be bringing us to the answers of the big mysteries that have been set up, like what the deal is with Hitagami, the strange white god who appears to Rudeus in his dreams is, or why Rudeus was reincarnated in the first place. However, it will tie up some of the plot threads left open in Season 1, such as what happened to the people close to Rudeus after the mass teleportation incident who haven't already been accounted for. Being under halfway through also means there are still lots of important characters that haven't been introduced yet, and a lot of them will start to appear in Season 2. I'm actually doing a series of YouTube shorts about the new characters and factions to look forward to in Season 2 over the next few days, so look out for those. We'll also be seeing a lot more of characters who've already been introduced but didn't get much screen time in Season 1. A thing in Mushoku Tensei is that very few characters only exist for one plotline, so some people who seemed minor in Season 1 will reappear in Rudy's life and become a lot more important. As for Rudeus himself, Well, we will see him age into a young adult over this season, though it will pick right up where it left off, with him still aged around 13. Since he's going to be played by the same VA throughout the season, I'd imagine she'll just deepen his voice over time, as there isn't really a time skip where it wouldn't feel jarring to switch to an adult male voice suddenly. But I am curious how that's going to be handled, as he certainly can't have his Season 1 voice at the end of Season 2. This aging will of course come with some intensive character development for Rudeus. He's going to go through a lot and learn a lot in this season, as well as in many ways finding the foundations of things like his place in the world and even how he fights. We're going to see a good mix of action, drama and fun stuff throughout this part of the story, which I think, based on the source material, are well balanced. The first arc we'll be seeing is based on a kind of strange part of the light novel series, as it was added in to fill in what was originally a time skip in the web novel version, but it is one of many people's favourite parts of the light novel series. It has a great mix of emotional and character moments, plus action and literal adventure, so I think it's completely worth getting hyped to see it play out in the anime. Other arcs covered in the season will have different balances of intrigue, action and character stuff, but there isn't really anything in there that I don't think will be entertaining or enjoyable if the adaptation is as close to the light novels as the first season was. Some people had some doubts about the animation based on the trailers, and to be honest, I'm not really an expert on the visual side of things, but I don't think there's any real cause for concern there. Maybe we were a little spoiled with Season 1 animation-wise due to it being Studio Bind's flagship production, and there have been some changes in terms of staff, but I don't expect this to be a change in animation quality like even between ReZero Seasons 1 and 2, which was also affected by COVID and the fact that White Fox were no longer collaborating with Nexus as they had in Season 1. I feel like really the average person, or people who are more concerned with the story than the animation, like me, won't even notice a difference if there is one, and those who are really passionate about the visual side of the anime they love shouldn't feel too let down either. And that's really all I can say in this spoiler-free video about Season 2. I'll be making a recap type video tomorrow talking about where everybody is at the end of Season 1 for anybody needing a refresher, so look out for that. And of course, there will be the live stream after the first episode. The first stream will be on Espiritu's channel and we'll be alternating hosting them each week. So make sure you're subscribed to both of us. A link to his channel is in the description. We haven't planned the exact time yet, but it's likely to be about 2 hours after the episode goes up on Crunchyroll, to give people a chance to watch it, but to get everyone together while the hype is still strong. There will be further updates on Twitter and our community posts as we get closer to the broadcast. So, are you ready for Season 2? Let me know in the comments. Thank you as always to my supporters on Patreon, and once again to everyone who's been helping me with my current financial nightmare by supporting me on Ko-fi. I only show the Patreon supporters on the screen because Ko-fi sometimes shows me people's real names rather than screen names, and I don't expect most people want those in videos. But believe me when I say that your support has been absolutely life-saving recently, and I love you all. Thanks also to those of you who support me in other ways like subscribing and watching my videos, and thank you for watching this one. And I'll see you tomorrow for a pre-Season 2 recap.